Good evening. I wanted to speak to you today about the role of a composer in today's modern society. A composer should strive in today's environment to formulate a cohesive, consonant matrix of sound which acts sublimely to install peace upon this earth. It can be done. The accordance of sound can merit a healing property. All aspects of sound are regenerative because, well, if one needs for any reason to have a consultation with a specialist or a lawyer or any professional meeting, when one hears those magic words, yes, everything is fine, there's no problem, and you understand that this is an aspect, advice from somebody who you respect greatly, well, this has a healing property. The belief that you understand and coherently acknowledge this advice it's important for a composer. Success is not that important. It is the knowledge that your music serves the earth, serves humanity, serves deity. There is the onus to be not only constructive but instructive. The masters of several centuries have mastered a degree of coherent tonal representation. Mozart, Beethoven, Sibelius, Chopin, Rachmaninoff, Palestrina, Victoria. Sacred music, secular music, right? But we must establish a different mechanism which serves this planet of ours, this quaint planet which we call Mother Earth. There is a methodology whereby the constructive formulation accorded resonance to the color of the tonal representation of each energy, vortex, chakra in pre-alignment to our vertebral column can be manipulated to instructively heal our bodies. Sound, sacred sound particularly. It's so profound. The musical facility and the financial instrument which can really be utilized to purpose in today's society is the institution of a voicing mechanism for each purpose. I think few would disagree that each master portrait, painting, graphite image, a representation for a cause, such as cause for world peace. There are reasons why music is written, but to envelop each image, each majestic master painting, the image which is hanging in the gallery can be voiced. It can be voiced essentially in the contexture to which the composer allows his own intellect to formulate a commentary on that image. All the masters, we view a painting and we inspect, and the color is majestic, the texture, the artistry. We comment, a comment may be 25 pages in length, A4 pages in length. If one wishes to espouse a circumspect analysis, one can, however, musically articulate the majesty of that design, of that artist, in the merit of conformative sound. There is no aspect of fine art which cannot be voiced intellectually. Each composer will have a different aspect. Surely there would be 10,000 different representations of the Mona Lisa, or the Three Magi. This financial instrument merits approval by the integrative financial banking systems and the World Bank, the IMF, the European Bank, and the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, where culture is the issue. A nation in itself, yes, the buildings, the architecture, the solid, yes, it's important, the infrastructure, the transportation systems, but the nation itself is represented by the degree of conscious element which is circumspectually reciprocated by that nation unto its neighbours and into the world society. The nation is its peoples. When Jesus did say that the temple could be rebuilt in 3 days, which took countless decades to build, the essence is the core of the church. Yeah, the building's important, yes, but the essence, the very essence of any structure is the formalization, the integrity of its societal architecture. So the composer today is tasked with utilizing his intellect in formulating a code. We're not looking at especially difficult music to be executed by a virtuoso organist or pianist or violinist. We're looking at a pronounced understanding of the essence of each tonal relationship, why the first chakra, the base chakra, resonates to the color red, and the tone C, and why the 7th chakra resonates to white light, white prismatic light, and violet light singularly, and resonates to the tonal element B. Alexander Nikolaevich Scriabin was very interested in the intellectualization of color, sound, and today we have a colorscape, a soundscape, which would reflect the majesty of blissful, subtle, sublime tonal architecture, or in this case atonal architecture, because the tonal frequencies are well documented in history by masters of their profession. There would be none who would formulate cohesively in any manner the masterful works of Johann Sebastian Bach, or any of these masters. These are masters which have been given to this earth to encode a degree of order and sanctity in human life. This is a short preview of a financial instrument which should be utilized to good purpose. And to inebriate the intellect of all the musicians of the country, to interrelate internationally and provide a feed, like a news feed, but a feed which can be negotiated and well sought after if there are composers who could initiate a singularly unique form of music which is identifiable and correlates essentially to that composer. If that composer could be very simply identified by the cohesive element, the structural and the atonal significance of the music which he writes, well, we have a new financial instrument for the world, related to culture, because the appreciation of fine art, it's astounding. When we think, what do we savor in this world of ours? Rest, food, energy, sport. But to appreciate humor, to appreciate profound, solid construct, audio construct, it's not enough to view the masters in museums. When we can adjoin that very image which they have so crafted into being, and which represents an essence of wonder, but to voice that image in a 12-minute assigned composition, not as a favor not as a favor, not to say thank you, but a commentary, a musical commentary on that image. Literally, the sky is the limit, and the sky in this particular instance is colored azure blue for a very good reason, because we look on to 2016 and what progresses at the end of that year. We understand the presidential election is very important for the integrity of world peace. Could this financial instrument not be utilized to succor funds for world peace? The Incorporated Society of Musicians advocate that no less than £25 per hour be allocated for the professional usage of a musician's intellect. A musician should charge no less than £25 per hour for his service. Well, how long does it take to write a composition? 15 hours, 20, 25, and then to learn it, and then to execute it and to record it and to structure it on the web. We're looking at 50 hours. That is one avenue and one protocol which could be adopted. 50 hours times 25, well, we're looking at £1,250. £1,250 for a composer for 50 hours of hard work. It's hardly hard work, sitting at a musical instrument, piano maybe, and formulating the structure of the integrity. It's quite pleasant. I mean, you can have one cup of beverage, and it's not a particularly difficult assignment for a composer in the presence of his recording studio or an auditorium, whether it's rented, whatever. £1,250. Now, if the sequence is sought, a prodigious composer could write many compositions in one day. It is possible. And if 80% of those allocated theoretical funds, £1,000, was donated to the nation, an 80-20 cut, 4/5 into the IMF, World Bank, Federal Reserve, AIIB, European Bank, and 20%, £250. The money would be earned. The Incorporated Society of Musicians protocols would not have been rejected and left unacknowledged. £1,250 would have been paid, but £1,000 for the benefit of humanity donated within the system to internalize the essential need of those children, of those blessed families that are fleeing war-ridden countries, natural disasters, disasters that we could not even foresee, let alone deal with. The proposition is merry because it stands on firm ground. There are stoic responsibilities. A composer enjoys his life because there is a need to construct a system in this world, a tenable system for the benefit of humanity. The premise is simple: work, write, compose, and administer world peace. Now, what sacred sound might we compose for this protocol? Let's be open to the premise that a composer can serve his country as does the military, but in a different domain. Here there are no whispering sounds of bullet flying through the air to reap through the precious bodies of soldiers and civilians who are caught in the fire. We strive to formulate a new financial mechanism which will be assiduously designed to fund emergency crises, natural or otherwise. We will savour a fund for the benefit of humanity. What more could a composer wish for than to be known for his integrity, to serve his country hand on heart, to give his very best? Would his music therefore not merit the accord of humanity? This shall be. We shall pursue this avidly in all channels, diplomatic, military, this is no secret weapon, but the secret yearning of our heart to be interactive in healing our maiden planet, Mother Earth. God bless.